Okay, now we'll get back to like the rest of my conversation as we get into Nickelodeon. Now, for all the shows that they did and stuff, like I said, I loved Nickelodeon when I was a kid. Some of these shows I may not have seen, but bear with me. Let's just go through all the ones that they aired, when they also call them Nicktoons as well. And of course the thing that also aired on Saturday, Snick. Saturday Nickelodeon or anything like that. And of course Nick at Night, where they didn't air like cartoon shows, like shows like for people or adults, like I Love Lucy or All in the Family, I think, Full House, a few others as well. But here we go. Here we have Doug. Now, if you don't remember Doug, Doug was about a boy named Doug, Douglas Yancey Funny, a kid growing up in a neighborhood called Bluffington, and with his love interest for a girl named Patty Mayonnaise, a girl who he just absolutely loved. His best friend Skeeter, who was a blue character. The guy was blue. I mean, what exactly was up with that? And of course Nick Jr., which we'll also get to as well. But it was a pretty good show. It lasted from 1991 to 2000. No, it didn't. 94. I'm sorry, not 2004. That's the Rugrats. You got the Ren and Stimpy show. I unfortunately didn't watch it that much, so Rocko's Modern Life, Rocko's Modern Life. I did watch a little bit of it. I like the theme song, though, but I did watch a little bit. Then you got Real Monsters. I didn't really care for it because I was a little bit scared of it. No offense. Not to be mean or anything. Then you have another show that people liked, and that was Kablam. Kablam was pretty much the Kabam for many people, I guess, and I did like it. It aired from 96 to 2000. It had these two characters named Henry and June. Then you get light to these shows, but one of them that I loved, and I got 3 words, Action League Now, with the character The Flesh. Super strong and super naked. Thunder Girl, flies like thunder. Stinky Diver. I can't forget that first word then, with an odor, and with a name or whatever as bad as his ode or something like that. And Melt Man, with the power to melt. And have like a character named the Chief on there, who was their boss, and yeah. But it was a pretty fun show. They had a few others too. Then, of course, we have Hey Arnold. Loved Hey Arnold, absolutely. And, of course, another character on there that I did not like, who was bossy and mean, and that is Helga G. Pataki. And people say, like, to her, what does the G stand for? And she was just say, none of your beeswax, twerp, or anything like that. And she always called Arnold Football Head. Well, obviously, his head was shaped like a football. And his best friend, Gerald, who had a big, huge black afro standing up. Eugene, another friend. Harold, the bully, who also has a soft side a little bit. Who can also be friendly or whatever. Rhonda, a rich, snobby girl. Lila, who Arnold wound up having a crush on once. But that stupid phrase that they always said, she doesn't, I don't like you. That thing that really just confused you, you know. And another one that was named Ruth back in the day, another person Arnold had a crush on, but this seemed a little bit older than him, like 5 years older. I don't know. And a few other characters too. And of course the grandpa of Arnold, because Arnold did have parents, but they had to go like on a little trip somewhere and they never did come back. Now, we don't know if their plane crashed or if they just stayed there wherever they were, just never came back for Arnold. But in like a later episode of Hey Arnold, Arnold winds up finding a map which supposedly has a map of somewhere like where they may have been, and just yells to his grandpa, "Grandpa, I found a map!" And that's how the episode ends. We never did find out if his parents ever came back. We really did not. So, now, let's move on to more. We've got Oh Yeah Cartoons. We got Cat Dog, a show that I did like, debuted in the late 90s. Now, for a bunch of my friends, I forgot to mention, they are also 90s kids as well. I got Alex Putnam, who was born in the early 90s, and JVD, Jonathan Van Der Zeel, he's born in the late 80s. Ben Mason, who's 27. 90s kid as well. Rodney is 35, but he's a little bit of a 90s person. Well, a few of my other friends are not 90s kids. Some of them were born like in 96 or 98. Gary was born like in the late 90s, but he still knows about the 90s, you know. And Alex Hool as well was a 90s kid, and I'm pretty sure Paras maybe a little bit. I know a bunch of my other ones, our friends are 90s kids as well, so there you go. Then you had the Wild Thornberries, didn't really care for that. Rocket Power, pretty cool theme song, but didn't really care for it. I didn't. It's Told by Ginger, but this is a 2000s show. I hated it. No offense. Yeah, we still got more as well, but the rest of these just pretty much debuted in the later years. Then you got the live action shows. You got Clarissa Explains It All, the debut of Melissa Joan Hart. Theme song was pretty good as well. I did watch it, but I really just did not watch it a whole lot. The Adventures of Pete and Pete, the show that had Danny Tamborelli, a guy who was a often member on the TV show or a panelist on the game show Figure It Out, another show that I loved, hosted by Summer Sanders, beautiful lady. But it would have like the cast members of All That, a TV show for Nickelodeon that I absolutely loved. All That was the bomb for me. And Keenan and Kel, another one as well. But All That pretty much lasted a while. And we have Salute Your Shorts. Well, it didn't really last that long, from 91 to 92. Just, I didn't really care for it. I know some people did. Another one that was short-lived, this debuted on my birthday, October 15th, 1994, My Brother and Me. Yeah, I saw a little bit of it, but it didn't really last that long. But it was okay. And of course, Keenan and Kel from 1996 to 2000, and they made a little short movie called Two Heads Are Better Than None, or something like that. Cousin Skeeter, which debuted September 1st, 1998, great show. Bill Bellamy was the voice of Skeeter. He was like a puppet. He was pretty funny. 100 Deeds for Eddie McDowd. I remember that. It was like a talking dog. The Brothers Garcia, that's a 2000 show. It lasts from 2000 to 2004. Too long, in my opinion. And the rest of them. And of course, I have to mention this. This was 2000, but I did like this. Drake and Josh. Drake Bell and Josh Peck from the TV show The Amanda Show, which also is a 2000 show, if I'm not mistaken. I think it was 2002 or 1. I don't know. But the rest of these, of course, which are just other ones as well. And then you got drama shows. Are You Afraid of the Dark? I'm not, but I was terrified of this show. I am sorry to admit it, but I really am. And why you may ask? Because I really didn't care for it. I didn't like ghost stories and stuff, and I didn't care for the show. It's just too scary for me. Sorry to admit. The Mystery Files of Shelby Woo, which unfortunately I didn't watch that much. The Journey of Alan Strange, didn't really watch that much either. Animorphs, where these kids like transform into animals, only lasted for about a year. And that's about it. And of course the game shows. You got Double Dare, hosted by Mark Summers, great stuff, and Super Sloppy Double Dare or anything like that. Finders Keepers, which debuted in 87 actually. And some of these, I never heard of or never seen. Wild and Crazy Kids. I loved this show. It debuted in 1990 and ended in 1992. It should have lasted longer. It was all these kids like doing funny things, like throwing pies in their parents' faces, sitting on whoopee cushions, doing anything funny or anything like that. It was like, welcome to Wild and Crazy Kids, the show that goes anywhere and does anything to find kids having fun. Excuse me. With your hosts, in the beginning, Annette Chavez, Omar Gooding, and Donnie Jeffcoat. Hang on a sec. Getting a message on your Skype. Okay. Just play right here. Let's see. We also got, well, let's get back to that. It should have lasted longer, and why? Just because I just liked the way it was. It was funny, and I wanted to be on that show. Then in the later years, after Ned Chavez left, then it was Jessica Gaines, Omar Gooding, and Donnie Jeffcoat. And they would have guests occasionally, like Arnold Schwarzenegger was a guest star. Luke Edwards, the kid from the movie Little Big League. See here. Okay. Let's see. Yeah. Who else guest starred on it? Jonathan Taylor Thomas from the TV show Home Improvement. Let me just get it up and see. Yeah, here we go. Yeah, Mark Summers did in the early ones. Okay. Okay. Excuse me. Alright, I already mentioned them, and baseball player did as well, and Rodney Peete, a football player. Oh, and Michael Fishman from the TV show Roseanne, who was DJ. Yep. But it was a good show. I mean, I just thought it was pretty fun. Get the Picture, hosted by Mike O'Malley, who was on the TV show Yesteryear as well. Just another show. That was pretty good. It was a little bit, educational. Alright. Yeah, it was a little bit educational as well, but it was also fun just because the way the game was, like, you get these squares and stuff, and you have to, like, see if it's a person, place, or thing, anything like that. Okay. Like I said, yeah, Get the Picture was just pretty much, like I said, it was fun and stuff. It'd be a person, place, or thing, and then you go into the next round, and that's basically it. We also have What Do You Do? What Would You Do? Excuse me. Another game show hosted by Mark Summers, where these kids or people come on there and they be asking, like, what would you do if someone, like, pied you in the face, or if you can, like, identify the sound of a whoopee cushion or anything like that. But the theme song is pretty good as well. You go like, what would you do? Yeah. Then you have Nick Arcade from 1992 and 1993, another short-lived one. But it was pretty fun as well. You could, like, play video games to win cash or prizes, basically. Well, mostly prizes. Hosted by Phil Moore, who also did another show called You're On. This hidden camera show where kids ask these people, they do this stuff like, will you march down the sidewalk and sing, like, or whatever it is they'll do, basically. Okay. Sorry about that. I'm just answering a message on Skype. How much time are we up to? Okay. We'll cut here again.